Hi. Hi. I finally showered today. So I'm going to get ready. Okay, first I wanted to say thank you. If you've been watching my stories, you know I've been overly obnoxious with shooting for this new goal. And so I first wanted to say thank you for everybody who has helped me reach that goal. And so what that means though is that there's a lot of new people that are using this makeup for the first time. And most of the tutorials I do, I really focus on how quick and easy the makeup is. But that doesn't necessarily benefit you as much as when you get that new compact in your hand and you're like, wait a second. She spent 45 seconds teaching me how to do this. How do I really use this? And so I wanted to take it's really hard for me to slow down, but I'm going to try my hardest and slow down and teach you 3 main things that can help you when you're first starting to use the makeup. Pretty much everybody makes the same mistakes. So I can walk you through those mistakes. Oh no, I'm sorry. I wish it was the baby too. Okay, small update with number 53 and her calf. As of 3 p.m. today, which now it's 6:30, as of 3 p.m., she was still with the herd. And what I've noticed with all my other mother cows is that they take off and go on their own if they're really going to have a cow that night or calf that night. I'm the one that has cows. I'm the one that has a cow around bedtime. I'll have a cow. Anyway, she'll probably have it early in the morning would be my guess. But she was very, very close. But she also hadn't sequestered herself yet, so I don't think she was quite as close as I thought. I think she had a little bit longer. Okay, so this wasn't technically what I was going to teach you guys that would help you with your makeup, especially if you got your brand new makeup in your hand. Having a dirty brush is not a problem, but for me, I'm getting these little tiny pinprick acne breakouts, and I don't think it's hormonal, because I'm not at that part of my cycle yet where I usually break out. So I think it's just because my brush is dirty. So what this does is this is going to sanitize it, and you can see how dirty it is. These bristles are white when they start out. So all I have to do is I spray this. It has neem oil in it. And some like alcohol. I'm pretty sure it's alcohol, just disinfect it. So the neem oil disinfects and it pulls out the cream makeup. Do you see that? Now my bristles are turning white again. So I'm just going to keep swirling that on the towel. And the nice thing is that the oil gets pulled out on the towel and the alcohol dries so that I'm going to be able to use this brush right now for this tutorial. Super nice. And that way I can keep my makeup clean and clear up these breakouts. Okay, so that's, see, dirty side, clean side. Cool, huh? And it's disinfected. Okay, the first thing that I want to teach you guys, though, is when you're getting your makeup, the number one mistake that people make is they use way too much. I will never forget, my sister had already actually been using a cream makeup. And so she switched over to this because she's like, no brainer. It's a cream. I like cream. I've already been using cream. But when she switched to Seint makeup, she realized that she needed to use about 1/3 of the amount that she was using with the previous brand. So just let that really sink in. You want to use a teeny, tiny bit. Okay, can you tell me a little, the Tray company, Tray has a line over it, so that's A, right? The Tray company. Cool. What are you seeing? Can you tell me in the comments, like, what are you seeing where it's not blending? Because maybe we can go over that really quick. I am going to go over the simple, okay? Not about the brand, but the artist. Oh, I don't understand that. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm so sorry. I'm trying, but I don't understand. Okay, so this is the simple compact. So I have a darker color. This is my skin tone color. So, oh, like you look dirty. Okay, we'll talk about how to clean that up. Okay, so if you got the basic palette, the minimalistic palette, I matched you to 2 cream foundation colors or concealers or whatever you want to call it. Well, we're just going to start with the darker one, okay? So this one, for me personally, is amber. And since I just cleaned my brush, you see that tiny bit of product? I'm going to try to show you how much I got. I am not pushing hard in there. You can see it's not a lot. But when you go to put it on, do you see how smooth it goes on? okay? And you're getting that filtering effect. Okay, the nice thing with cream is that you're getting a lot of color with not a lot of product because it's not watered down with water, okay? So I'm going to just tap a little bit and then I can just kind of build it up. The number one thing I can tell you is to use a tiny bit at a time and take your time. So you see this redness all on my nose. It's really hard to hold my compact like that. It's going to give me a hand cramp. Okay, can you just see? I'm still dipping in the darker one. I'm going to come over here on my nose and just get rid of that redness. I did get a little bit more on my brush than I did underneath my eyes, so I'm going to spread it over a larger amount. I do not use a primer. Unless you have super slippery skin, I wouldn't use a primer. If you really, really feel like you need to use a primer, use the Milk Hydro Grip. Since this is a cream foundation, it does not play well with any kind of silicone-based primer, and most primers are silicone-based. So make sure you have a water-based one, which the Milk Hydro Grip, the Hydro, is water-based. Okay, so again, I just have a tiny bit of makeup on my brush. Like this tin, even though I do multiple tutorials a day, will still last me 3 months. Tiny bits. So then I just come down here along my jawline and I smooth out any redness around my mouth and my acne scars. Okay, I for reals am going to get to the contour and I will help you in just a second. And then I'm just going to draw a line up my jaw, and you can see I told you I was kind of breaking out right there a little bit, but I'm going to use my contour to get the coverage on that. I'm going to switch sides. You can see little pimples and acne scars right here, and you can hear my brush. Do you hear that? Okay, so it's not like a sloppy shloop shloop. It's not like a cream like going on really messy and thick and nasty. You're literally like, I want to say fluffing it on, but it's like really, it's not a lot of product. Like you shouldn't feel anything on your skin. And I love this. Do you see how it leaves like a dewy finish? That's what I love so much about the makeup. Okay, so that's the darker color. I really only put a tiny bit in between and around my eyebrows. I am going to still a little bit more. Do you see how red my eyelids are? Like there's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to use this pointy end of the brush and I'm going to eliminate and just conceal some of that redness because I am going to show you guys an eyeshadow combination. So this will kind of be my eyeshadow primer. Okay, so there's that first color. Okay, Caitlin, tell me what isn't working on your chin or your nose. Okay, if I'm on camera a lot, you might use more product, especially if you want a super full coverage. Like you can see, I like to let my freckles show through right here. So I really am just using it as like a filter, really lightweight and filter. If you want a super thick and not thick, if you want a super full coverage look, you can go in, like I'll show you full coverage on this side. I'm just going to get a little bit more product, not very much more, and just beef that up a little bit. Do you see how it's turning into full coverage? And then I grab this second one, whether you're doing light coverage or full coverage, I'm going to do just a dot on the inner corner of my eye, dot on the outer corner. So this is my light coverage side of my face. Okay, but really just even the tiniest touch of this. Okay, or you can go and then do more, and you could even do your whole triangle right here with the brighter color. So that's what the second color is for. Also, you can take a look at your face before you even get started doing your makeup and say, okay, do I have, problem areas that I need to beef up the coverage on, and use the darker color to get more coverage. So just think, darker color is for coverage, lighter color is for drama. Okay, so we're getting that pop on my face. So I flipped my brush over to the other side and I'm gonna blend this out. Okay, so there's kind of your bare bones. Yeah, I already did my brows. I like to use the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. But since I was freaking out, guys, every time I do a live video, I freak out. It's going to be too long. And so I had to eliminate something. So I really wanted to focus on just these 4 colors. So I did my brows before I got started. But this is what I like to use every day. Favorite thing I've ever done. Okay. marching down the line. Now we're gonna do contour. So I was using this tapered side. The tapered side is really good for getting around your eyes, but there's also no rules on this brush. If you're putting on your makeup and you're like, I just am not happy with how it's laying on my skin, and you feel like something is wrong with your skin, flip over and try the other side. This side is much softer and it will give you a different texture when you're putting on your makeup. Just try it. I mean, I used the tiny end of my detail hack brush when I first got started. A detail brush. It's not called the detail hack brush anymore. So just try different sides of the brush. Okay, so I'm going to use the rounded end of this 3D brush and get some contour. I pinch it like this so that but you see how I hardly have anything on my brush. Okay, so that's tip number 1. The second tip that I have, other than just using a lot less product than you think you need, so there's your contour line. It's about 2 inches and then it feathers out over here. Don't put it too low. Do you see how, like when I suck in, it's like kind of down here? I actually don't want my contour down there. I want to give myself a little mini facelift. So I'm going to pull my contour up here and pull it around my forehead. Like just imagine you're kind of anchoring your cheek contour up onto your forehead to like lift your face and hold it there for the rest of the day. Just imagine that. And then the cool thing about getting the brush is you saw me use it for the contour and look how much is left on my brush. But it did all of that. These bristles were designed to be used with cream. Don't skip the brush. I've never had anybody not get the brush and then later be like, I'm so glad I didn't get the brush. Never has happened in the history of my ever. Okay, so you're gonna put it a little bit higher. It doesn't have to be that super, like, really super dramatic line that you see a lot of artists do where you go dot, 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 and then that is for illustration purposes only. In real life, when you're applying your contour, don't be afraid to just go really soft and think that, that's right. Like, you can blend as you go. It doesn't have to, whenever we do, where you see a really stark line right there, it's to show you the general area for you to put your contour. It's so you can learn. But when you're doing it yourself, I've had some people be like, yeah, it's not even there. And I'm like, no, it's beautiful. Right there. It looks natural. I like it. You don't have to have the really dark line. Okay, so then I'm going to get a little bit more contour and come down here along my jawline. This will make sure that you have a shadow there and it doesn't turn into like a foundation line that ends along your jaw. And you can see that blends. It should be. I hope so. Otherwise I look like an idiot right now. Okay. So there's your contour. And then the last thing in this minimalist compact is your blush. So I'm just going to it's way too easy to get way too much blush because it's soft but very pigmented. So, I mean, you put this brush in there and you're going to get a lot of blush. So you see, this is just a little tiny dot of blush. I'll probably do like 3 little dots on that side and then 3 little dots on this side. And then I'll go in with the brush. I have a little bit more on my finger. So then I can go in with the brush and just kind of move it around and blend it into the contour right there. So that is the minimalist compact. So the biggest other issue, other than using too much, is the number 1 user error. The number 2 user error is that most of the time people are transitioning from using a liquid to a cream. You've got to give your skin time. So I say dedicate to using it 2 weeks. You've got to give yourself time to practice because you're probably using too much. So give yourself time practice to use less and less, and then just let your skin figure out what it's like to breathe again. For so long, you've been putting dry crap on it. Sorry, I didn't mean to say crap. You've been putting dry things on it, dry makeup on it, and now it's not getting dry, and so it's confused. So give your skin a week or 2 to adjust. The third biggest tip is to reach out to your artist. If I'm not your artist, hopefully I am your artist. Reach out and ask for help. If you're seeing that you're having issues and you're just like, I guess this doesn't work for me, I don't believe that that's true. And I'm also not scared of troubleshooting with you. So I dare you, if I am your artist, to send me pictures of what you're seeing on your face when you apply the makeup and be like, is this right? How can I do this different? This isn't what I was expecting. And I'm more than happy to help you guys. Okay. So that is the minimalist compact. The one thing I forgot to do is to get a little bit of the blush color and put it on my lips. This is nude. It looks a little bit more pink on than people expect, but it's great. Okay, so tomorrow is a very big day. So all of that is for new customers. Now I'm going to segue over into you. If you want a Gonga deal, there's 25 new products that are launching tomorrow at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. That's 11 o'clock Central Time. I had to write it down. There's 5 new blush colors, a new highlight color, which is this skin tone color. There's a new skin tone color. New bronzers, new compacts, 3 new compacts, and 13 new eyeshadows. And there are different eyeshadow bundles that are really, really pretty, and they are discounted tomorrow, which is really exciting. So I'm going to show you one of the bundles. I'm loving it so far. Actually, I really love all the new eyeshadows that came out, especially these 2 orange ones and this ice cream colored one. It is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I think this is Drift. Everybody needs Drift. Okay, so these are the new bronzers. Bronzers are really easy to use. They are a lot more translucent. So if you go in with it, this is the blush and bronzer brush. If you go in with a really light fluffy brush, and you just stamp it all over, it will give you just a really pretty glow, and you kind of won't even notice that you're putting anything on until you're done, and you'll be like, wow, I just am so beautiful and glowy. With the contour, you'll notice I put it underneath my cheekbones down here to give me a little facelift. The bronzer is different, that it goes on top of your cheekbones, and it makes you glow, and it gives you just a nice sun-kissed glow. Fun, huh? Okay, so this eyeshadow combo, guys, I only do easy eyeshadows, super easy. I'm going to be using this row right here. It's called the Dusty Rose palette. That's what they named it. That's the super fancy name, is the palette. That's the scientific name for this combo. So it's this row right here, these 4 colors, and I'm going to show you how to do it super easy. Are you ready? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with what's called a transition shade. This is Claire. This is a really, really pretty color. So I'm going to get that on the fluffy end of my eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to kind of wash my whole eyelid and bring it up just above my crease. And this is Claire. Isn't that pretty? It's just at any point in this combo, I could walk out the door and be really happy. And I always like to brush whatever I put on my eyes along my bottom lashes, ties it all in together, so you get just a little bit more depth underneath your eye. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Well, not a little bit more. I'm gonna do this side. Okay, Jessica. I know English words, they're good. They're good to use. Okay, wash that all over. A little bit underneath, tie it all in. I really would be happy leaving at this point. It's so good. It looks so good. Okay, then I'm going to come up here to this shimmery, a little bit darker color. I can't remember what it's called. That was Claire. Let me get you guys names. This is Cranberry. I'm going to flip. This brush has 2 ends, so I just did that with the fluffy end. I'm going to go to the dense end now and get some of Cranberry. That's probably too much. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here and just deepen the crease just a little bit. I don't want a super dramatic look. I'm just going to go for a little bit of drama. So I'm going to put this in my crease. And of course, under my lashes. Okay, Cranberry. Other side. Sweep it in my crease. It's just, I'm putting it like exactly where my eye opens right there. I'm going to flip my brush back over and blend this inner corner. It looks nice and clean. Don't forget under your eyes. Okay. Then I'm going to go to Sis, which is this bright color. Again, with the dense end of my brush, I'm really going to load it up. Come in on the inner corner and just touch this inner corner here. Kind of feather it out onto my lid, but I just want to wake up the inner corner of my eye. Isn't this pretty so far? So this is Sis. Okay, really, I could be done here. But then I've got this beautiful, I think this is called Holly. Really, really dark. And I wish I'd have brought one more brush up, but I didn't. It's downstairs. I'm going to get my very, very tip of my brush into Holly and just bounce it to pick up the dark color. And I'm going to come right along my lash line here and have it be a really undefined eyeliner. I don't want it to be, I told you I don't want it to be super dramatic. But I'm going to do it as an eyeliner. And here. Not too dramatic, but I like it. So this is on sale tomorrow. You can save $8 if you buy these as a, whoops, I messed up. Did I mess up? Or is that just my lashes? I can't tell. I may have messed up. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. No one will know. Okay, so you can save $8 if you buy the whole combo together. And this is what I did with it. You could do whatever you wanted with it. And there's a couple more options. Anyway, those go live tomorrow. I feel like I'm looking a little too tan with no blush. I'm going to add a little bit more pink back on my face after I bronzed. Hello, Kim. Thank you. Okay, so again, if you have thanked me, if you have helped me to reach my goal to take Kent to Punta Cana, thank you again. If you're just getting your makeup for the first time and you've run into some roadblocks and you need help troubleshooting, I hope this video helped. And if you have any more questions, don't forget to just keep practicing, use less product, and then reach out to me with a picture so that I can help you. Thank you, Kim. All right, have a good night.